My name is Boston Lynch from Yakima, Washington. I went to Eisenhower High School in Yakima. I took diesel technology, and then my last class was high performance powertrain, and now I'm in chassis fabrication. Let's go take a look around. All right, so here in chassis fab, we have a bunch of different projects. It's super diverse around here, but mainly we're focusing on the chassis. But in this instance, this is our Chevelle. If you look at these welds in here, all throughout this, super nice welds. When I first got here, I had no idea how to weld. I knew that was a super useful tool to be able to get myself into the industry, and everyone's gonna be able to learn how to weld like that. Next over here, we got the Bronco. Me and my buddy Zach are working on this right now. We're just building a main tube right now. We just got everything mocked up right now, and then on the very bottom, you can see there's two pipes that are holding down right there. Right now we're gonna make a metal bar that goes around and ties back into the frame. So this is my buddy Isaiah's Ford Courier. He's building it into a drift truck. So if you guys are all into drifting or anything like that, drifting, drag racing, you know, rock bouncing, I mean, anything you want, really. If you have an imagination, you can build it here. So right now he's building the frame. He completely took the frame off. He's building the frame, building the suspension. He actually designed most of the suspension parts in CAD. The best part about chassis fabrication is being able to know what you're doing, learn how to weld, and eventually you'll be able to build drag car, rock buggy. I mean, anything that you can imagine, you can build it.
Hi, my name is Tyson Davis. I went to Bret Harte High School in Angels Camp, California, and I'm taking advanced diesel and core diesel here at WyoTech. And I'm gonna give you guys a tour of the shop today. So every truck we run through and we do wheel ends, so we do everything in a wheel end, brakes, bearings, wheel seals, everything you could imagine there. And then working our way up the truck, we do drive lines and transmissions, pull the transmission out, do all the clutches and everything like that. And depending on the truck and what's wrong with it, we may be rebuilding a motor or whatever that may be. And we'll kind of walk through the shop here. This truck didn't really have anything too bad with it. We just did brakes and some air springs and stuff like that. So every single one of these trucks gets brakes and wheel seals done to it on all of the wheel ends. And then any other broken parts or anything like that, we do a whole PDI about it, pre-delivery inspection form. So we run through everything on the truck. Anything that DOT would go over, we would go over. On this truck here, we pulled the motor out, completely rebuilt the motor all the way from a bare block back into a running condition, and I can show you guys that. So this was one of 3 rebuilt motors we did this phase. Pulled the whole motor out, pulled the transmission out, rebuilt it, everything, and put it back together into running condition, along with a white truck on the other side of the shop. And I can show you guys that one really quick. So here on this truck, the motor was pulled out with the old motor that is right over here on that pallet. This truck, we did a complete motor swap out of the frame, pulled the motor out, pulled the transmission out, everything like that. It spun the rod bearing in bearing number 3, and then now we're buttoning everything back up, doing our AC, all that kind of stuff, adjusting the brakes. And over here they're doing power steering tests. Should be. So these gentlemen are doing a PDI form before we deliver it to the customer, which is just an extensive form that you would just fill out before we give the truck back after we've worked on it. This truck right here just got back in from a regen, the exhaust regen. So on this white Freightliner here, we did a full cab swap. It was involved in a crash or rollover. So we pulled the cab off and we bought a new cab and replaced the cab with a used one, but one that wasn't rolled, obviously. And so all the electrical, everything is all redone, and new harnesses, new airlines, everything like that.
Hey, I'm Maria. I went to Yakima, Washington High School. It was East Valley, I think it was. And I wanted a street rod. We shop leaders, and I'll be here to take you around and look at some of the projects we're doing right now. So we'll start with the Oldsmobile right here. Right now I'm working on the metal work, metal finishing, all the body work on this car, and a lot of dents, getting the dents out. And we're building a patch panel on that door right there, doing some TIG welding, just basic stuff we do in street rod, metal fabrication. They're working on some rust damage in the wheel well right here. They were repairing that, building some more patch panels for that. This is a International Harvester. They're right back here. It's got the truck bed off of a square body, as you can see. Right now, if you can see looking here. He's been building a truck box for underneath the beds right there. Some metal work. And here, this is a hull they're building. It was originally off of an airplane, and they're building that out of aluminum and TIG welding it together. Pretty cool. Here we got Garrett's car right here. He's been doing a lot of metal work, body filler, as you can see, smoothing out all the metal on there. He'll also be priming it before he takes it home. This old Ford. They've been doing a lot of body filler on this one. Just smoothing things out, getting it ready for paint eventually.
Hi, my name's Caleb Hayes. I'm from Kingman, Arizona. Went to Kingman High School. My core class was auto, and my specialty is high performance powertrains. If you watch with me this way, we've got a good buddy finishing up the R&R and rebuild of another good buddy's truck. And then over here, we've got the owner of the truck doing one of his last comps, a carburetor. Some more students working on a Ford Lightning, which is a lot of fun. It's a customer project right now. This is where we rebuild the engines. You have to do 2 a phase. One main reason that I joined high performance powertrains is because I've been a gearhead for as long as I can remember. My grandparents, they always pushed me into it, and I came here to learn as much as possible how to make the best and most amount of power safely and not blowing stuff apart. And with that, we have a Ford motor right here. We're going to fire it up. It is a 347 stroker. We're going to fire it up. I'm going to adjust the idle just a little bit, and we're going to make a pool. Remember guys, safety first. I'm adjusting the idle in the air to see if we can get a little more power coming out of this carburetor to the engine.
What's going on, you guys? Dakota LEECHMAN from Houston, Texas. I went to high school at Tomball, Texas. Tomball High School, you know, go Cougs. This is trim and upholstery. This is the best class at WyoTech, hands down. This is where the majority of the work's spent, especially in first phase. You're learning how to sew a straight line with 3/8 seam allowance. Sounds a lot easier than it is. Yeah, you can see Lucas, he's working on his headrest right now. And then over here we have our cutting tables. We actually have a finished project, some diamond stitch back seats, diamond stitch inserts. It's very nice. Yeah, you might want to get a close-up on this. This is actually some really good work by Eric Coons. You know, because it's not just, you know, auto upholstery. You know, it's marine, it's aircraft, it's furniture. You know, you can even do clothes if you want. You know, and the startup cost for trim and upholstery, I mean, you can really make something out of yourself just by taking this 1 3-month class. There's Max Mercedes over here. We did the convertible top on, completely replaced it. We also had a student, Logan. Man, if only y'all could have seen it, what it looked like before. This seat was kind of torn up, and I think he did a backrest bolster repair. And then remember what this came out of, but he's got the white welt cord, diamond stitch inserts, and no foam shaping on this one. There's another seat, but I guess oh yeah, it's right in the bed. So then we got the leather seat, same deal, only it's got double stitch diamonds. You know, it's a little bit different. We got to use the embroidery machine right here for this Ford logo. Just really quality piece right here. We got our supply table right here, so we have all of our scrim foams, all of our cardboard, and then here's our templates we use. So, you know, you're gonna come in here and your second phase, you're gonna make a set of visors. Again, like everything, has to be next to perfect to pass. Over here, I mean, you get all your fabrics, or your carpets, or your vinyls, your leathers. Customer finds something they like, you make an order, say, yeah, bring your car in whenever it's there, and you're good to go. Going back to the trim panel, this is one of our second phase comps. So you custom fabricate a trim panel. All this you make yourself. You do the hand rolled binding, you do the single fold binding, you do a pleated insert. This is leather actually, this armrest, with a single reinforced right along the seam. Startup cost for a sewing machine, you know, trim table, it's all in, you're about $10,000 to $15,000, and you can start your own business. I mean, that's a business loan that you can take out while you're young. You know, I really don't have anything else to say about this class. This class has just been phenomenal. And H and Mac, I mean, Mac won't be here too much longer, so this is really the time to hop on. But I mean, this is the show.